I'm Travis.
And I'm Emma.
And this is Bestie Approved.
What's the last thing you listened to?
Save Me Tonight by Artie. It's very gay.
I love that.
You listened to it a million times when we were in the office together.
Oh, I know the song. Yeah. Mine was Ribs by Lorde. Also a little bit gay, to be honest.
Very gay. We haven't recorded in a couple of weeks. It's been a minute.
Not our own podcast.
Right.
We've been guesting.
We did a little guest. We did 2 guest spots. So you saw the girls' room went live.
Yes.
We'll be dropping that in our feed. Actually, I'll probably do it today. Let's just be real. And then we were on. It was a collab. Like, we're just going to call it a collab because it's both of us. But we did Husbands Watching Housewives, and that was super fun. I had a good time with them. They're fun.
Yeah. The only thing is, I'm like so delirious all the time, especially at night. And they're on the West Coast, so we recorded at like 9 p.m. our time. So I like don't remember what I said in that podcast.
You were kind of fun, if I'm being 1,000% honest. I had a great time with it. I thought it was so much fun, and like,
no, I remember loving it and like loving them. They're so funny, but like, I couldn't tell you what I said.
That's okay. I think the other cool thing, like, number one, when like after August is here, like, and you're not pregnant and delirious, I think it'll be fun to like do bonus episodes where it's just like midnight recording, Bestie Approved After Dark. But I also thought it was super fun to have, like, because you and I are, and Jeff and Scott said the same thing after they recorded with us. Like, they're very, very similar, and you and I typically have similar takes on everything. It's interesting to have 2 people that aren't an echo chamber. So, like, I kind of want to do that more, and I love that. Everything. Do you have a pregnancy update this week?
Yeah, okay, so I got my blood work done. Dear listener, I'm deficient in everything that makes the human body happy. I'm deficient in iron, B12, and vitamin D. And I've been taking my prenatals every single day. I do all the things, but there's a vampire in my uterus, and so my iron was low enough. I did confirm with her that that's why she ordered it this way. I had to get an iron infusion because she was like, we can't wait for pills to be absorbed by your body.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I'm on a B12 supplement, and she was like, just make sure you're like eating fruit. And I'm like, girl, I am. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I got the iron infusion last week, and I don't really feel any different now, but she did say, like, the further out I get from it, the better I'll feel. So I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, I'm fine. I'm tired. I'm in the 3rd trimester now, which is insane.
Oh, shit. Like, we're, like, coming up on it.
Yeah, by the time this comes out, I'll be 30 weeks at least.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, the other thing, I got another growth scan for the baby since he measured so big the first time.
Yeah.
We have been bumped up from the 98th percentile to the 99th.
Jesus Christ.
He's huge. And I don't know what it would take for them to adjust my due date, but they're not willing to do that.
So are we at the point where we're like accepting that you're probably gonna have to get a C-section, or are they not there yet?
I feel like I had a pretty like regular cycle before, but it's been off by like a week before. I think I'm like 2 weeks pregnanter than they're saying I am.
So there's a potential that 2 weeks before you think you're supposed to be due, like, you're gonna go into labor.
Yes, which would be Thanksgiving. Like, on the nose Thanksgiving.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And I have an appointment at the OBGYN the day before Thanksgiving, that Wednesday. And I'm hoping they, like, check me while I'm there and send me over to labor and delivery. I'm manifesting that.
What a fucked up week to have a baby. Because, like, You don't host Thanksgiving.
Really, everyone's out of work, so it's like everyone can watch Jack and like.
Oh, that's fair. Okay,
around, yeah. And everyone has leftover food. Like, it's kind of a dream.
Oh, so you're not host. Well, yeah, you go to your dad's, right?
Right, and I would never host Thanksgiving that pregnant, like 38 weeks pregnant. And I told people months ago I'm not coming to Thanksgiving, and I'm probably not coming to Christmas. So,
can we actually talk about that for a second? Because I love, like, dear listener, you've probably picked up on the fact that my family is fucked. Like, my family is utter chaos. I love the idea of, like, you know what? I'm taking Thanksgiving for myself. I like Thanksgiving with like some of my cousins. Like, we have a really good time together. Christmas, though, I'm not interested in celebrating Christmas. I don't enjoy celebrating Christmas. And like last year I went and watched Wicked and had pretzels and a Diet Coke at the AMC Theater at Castleton Square. Time of my fucking life.
Love it. There's a pressure around Christmas that is not really present for Thanksgiving. So I think that's the difference for me. I like Thanksgiving and I like Christmas. I always had good Christmases like growing up. So that's why probably. But once I found out my due date, I was like, I'm not going to bring a 2-week-old.
No, you can't.
A Christmas gathering. And also, I remember what the end of pregnancy is like, and I'm not going anywhere 38 weeks pregnant. So, like, I'm out of the holidays this year. Sorry.
Well, the good thing there is, like, the good thing about your approach is probably, like, you know how I get about people that are like, I want to hold your baby. I want to hold your baby. And like, it's fine if you're comfortable with it, but like, it's even more fine if you're not comfortable with it. Cause like, my sister-in-law was this way where she was like, I don't want anyone touching, kissing, any of that with Amelia and Alexander. And I 1000% supported that. Like, and I will never hold that against her. I think if you bring a 2-week-old to Christmas, a newborn, it's like, oh my God, a baby.
Right. And then I look like the bad guy for being like, back up off my baby.
No, you don't. No, that's fucking insane.
No, I know, but they force you to be like the one who has to say it.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
And
okay.
It's like, I already have the hormones of a teenager going through puberty times a million. Like, I don't want to have to argue with you about touching my baby. And also, like, I'm just not into it. And I do believe in, like, your baby has to gain an immune system somehow. So you can't have, like, the super sterile home and, like, keep them inside for months and months and months and months. But also when they're brand spanking new, like, that's a different story. You need to protect them.
Well, and I've also... I don't really love babies to begin with. Like, it's never been my thing, but I've always found it very weird when people are so into, like, I want to hold this newborn and I want to like, I'm just like, that's not your fucking kid. Leave it alone.
Yeah. I mean, I love holding a baby. Babies are warm and cute and whatever. I get it. I do. But it's like, it's not a secret that you're not supposed to kiss the baby. Like, and you shouldn't have to wait for someone to tell you that, you grown woman. Like, it's
weird to me. I like this idea of wanting to kiss a baby. It's not my thing.
And like, I want the grandparents to come hold the baby and hang out and like, my close immediate family, but I don't want to bring him to a room full of 30 people who don't know if they're sick or not, because you don't know until after the thing. Always. That's how it always works out.
Right.
I just don't want to risk that, especially in the winter when everyone gets sick anyway. Like, leave me out of it.
You're
we'll go
100%.
on walks outside to grow his immune system. It'll all be great.
You're 100% taking the right approach. Can we also talk about iron for a second? So Emma told me that she was getting an iron infusion and I was like, oh, wow. And so I started doing a little Googling. I took to Google and I said, should I take iron? And it was like, probably, yeah, you should take some iron.
So many people are iron deficient.
Yeah.
So many people.
And I got an iron supplement from the Amazon and I am not shitting you. I took one on a Sunday and then one on a Monday. And Monday I was rip roaring ready to go. I was like, look at God's great state of Indiana. I'm at Indiana University, Indianapolis, and I am ready to learn. Like I was ready to go. And so I think I might have been iron deficient.
Honestly, a lot of people are, and you need a lot of iron, like a lot. For you to not be iron deficient, it feels like you would have to eat so much spinach and stuff that like you're doing it on purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but why is it like? I guess for me, I don't get why. It's I don't know. I don't really understand health and like whatever. And it probably comes back to the classic American diet where we're simply not eating enough of the right stuff. Yeah.
Standard American diet.
Sad diet. Yeah. But I think I was iron deficient also. So there we go.
100%. Probably. They put me with enough iron that they told me I can't get an MRI for 3 months. Isn't that insane? Like I would blow up the machine.
Yeah, because it'll you can't go into an MRI with like nipple piercings or whatever because it will rip it like directly out of your nipple. It's probably the same thing, but that is so kind.
I know. Well, they said like it wouldn't be like my veins are pulled out of my skin. It would be like I would make the imaging really cloudy because I'm metallic.
Oh, I love that. You're like Iron Man. Have you seen on Twitter, Gavin Newsom is just dragging everyone straight to hell?
Yes, and I'm living for it. I think it's so funny.
I go back and forth with this because you remember the Michelle Obama thing that was like, when they go low, we go high, right? And I was like, that's great. I love that. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know how much higher we can go as a party. And I think it's like, you got to play the game. And so Gavin Newsom is taking to Twitter and he's just tweeting in the style of Donald Trump. And I think that's the kitsch of all of it, right? The problem that I'm having is Fox News saying, well, it's funny when Donald Trump does it, but when anyone else does it, it's not okay. And I don't like it. It's unbecoming of a politician. And I'm like,
are you that dim that you can't see it from the other side?
But also, are you that dim that like that's the point? Like that is what Gavin Newsom is trying to. I'm pretty sure. Like I can't speak for Gavin Newsom.
Spoofing. Yes. I don't know if you saw. It was like in the last day. I'm on his Twitter right now to look at examples, and in the last 24 hours, he has posted an AI picture of himself as a king.
Shut the fuck up. No, I didn't see that.
No, yeah, because it was just yesterday, and it was like yesterday afternoon. But he's doing a spoof. It's the Spaceballs of politics. He's making fun of Donald Trump.
Yes, and that's it's supposed to be funny. And like, for the life of me, I do not believe that Gavin Newsom is out here being like, okay, my tweets are to be taken seriously. He knows what he's doing. Because say what you will about Gavin Newsom, he's a smart guy. And to think that like the other side is like, well, that's not okay. And I'm like, then why do you accept it from your guy? Why is that okay?
Yeah, there are so many parallels. It's Donald Trump always said Sleepy Joe, and now Gavin Newsom is calling Trump Dozy Don. It's like you have to be literally not paying attention to see that it's a joke. It's a joke. And like what he's saying, is he alluding to something more serious and like these are his actual takes when you dig into the bottom of it? Yeah, sure. Like, you know what I mean? He's not saying things he doesn't mean necessarily, but the way he's speaking is exactly like Donald Trump. He's using the all caps. He's doing all of that.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It is in the style of Donald Trump. And that's what I can't get is like, And I think the problem that I have, and it's like, just in life, this is something I'm wildly uncomfortable with, is a double standard or hypocrisy or like whatever we're calling it, because it's just like, if you have a standard, you have to apply the standard across the board to everyone that you are holding to the same standard. I simply can't get it.
It's like when people talk about how they say the left is non-critical of their own party. I'm hypercritical.
I would argue that I'm probably more critical of Democrats than I am of Republicans.
Right, because I need you to stand for what we actually stand for and not just say whatever you want under the guise of being liberal. Like, I don't get it. It's funny. Let them continue. Also, whoever's working in that press office, they're slaying. And I know they go home at night and they go.
I know that Gavin Newsom or his chief of staff, who I don't care who, but they hired some 23-year-old and they said, "Can you be messy?" And they said, "Mm-hmm."
I'd love to. It's like, just some little kid from LA.
I love it. And here's the God's honest truth. Gavin Newsom, your bestie approved. There it is.
Yeah, I hate to say it. Your bestie approved. I don't know that much about you, to be honest, Gavin Newsom, but this particular stunt, bestie approved.
Yes. And it doesn't hurt that he's pretty handsome for an older gentleman.
He is.
He's very handsome.
He is. I like his hair.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. This one's a throwback, but like this came up on my TikTok recently, and I forgot that this happened. Do you remember Lady Gaga going to the Capitol after January 6th to look for evidence?
Yes. What the funniest part about it for me was her tone, because her tone was like she was disappointed. Like she was disappointed in them for doing that, and she was like a mom who was like, I must see what happened here. And okay, Joanne.
I think about, and like January 6th, I think it represents the beginning of a very, very weird time in America. And I think Lady Gaga was feeling a lot of things that like a lot of people were feeling at the same time of like, I have to have an answer. Like I have to be able to rationalize this. I have to be able to come out on the other side of this, right? I desperately want to know what that conversation looked like at home, though, where she was like, hang on, you guys, to her team, to, I assume, the 6 gays that she has constantly around her. She said, you guys, let's charter the jet. Let's go to Washington, D.C. I'm going to land in Dulles Airport. I am going to go to the Capitol. I'm going to put on a bulletproof vest.
Because someone was going to shoot tiny little Lady Gaga.
And this was like
Sherlock Holmesing around.
But this was like a week later. So ostensibly they had it all cleaned up, I would hope and assume. Right. And she said, Mama, let's research.
She said, boots on the ground. I need my boots on the ground. I'm going to, I am Hercule Poirot. I am Sherlock Holmes. I will get to the bottom of this.
And I guess my question for Stephanie, if you're listening, we love you. Just know we love you. We love you more than most people. But Stephanie, lady, what were you hoping to find?
Evidence. Of what, I'm not sure.
It's so funny, but like I needed that, like, and I'm glad that it popped up on my TikTok when it did, because like we have been in a dark place politically the last couple of weeks. I won't get into it. Like I simply do not have it in me to devolve into that place. But Christ almighty, I'm so glad that popped up when it did, because I hope Lady Gaga found what she was looking for.
Honestly, the funniest thing she could have done. Like, I would expect her, because she's always very vocal about politics and standing up for what is right. I expect her to post and be like, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. What I did not expect was boots on the ground.
I imagine her, like, she's tiny. She's
4'11", I think.
Yeah, she's 4 foot. She's less than 5 feet. She's 90 pounds soaking wet. She's such a little person.
Yeah.
And I imagine her with like a magnifying glass, just walking around being like, oh, nothing here.
Yeah, so she has a black light and a little duster thing.
Yeah, it's like looking for fingerprints. Yeah. She's like, there's still shards of broken glass from where they busted in that window, you guys. Let's go.
Bag it.
I love it. Oh my God. I needed that. Okay. Next. Have you seen...
Listen, I'm not sure you're going to like my opinion on this. Get into it first.
There is also on my TikTok, there is a phenomenon of people that do not believe Helen Keller was a real person, or one of two things. She either A, was not real, or B, was lying about all of it. What's your take on this?
Here's what I'll say. Well, I think it's inspiring, and I never want to come off as ableist. People with disabilities can do lots of amazing things, lead very normal lives, lead extraordinary lives. With that being said, no one has ever been able to explain to me how she wrote the book. Quote unquote, wrote the book.
I imagine.
And by book, I mean 14 books.
Sure. That's a lot of books.
Books.
Okay.
Working with sign language.
So I will say, when it comes to the books, I would imagine there was probably a ghostwriter involved. There couldn't have not been, right?
Right. And that's my point, is that allegedly she is blind and deaf, only knows sign language, and she wrote 14 books. Okay. I think perhaps maybe she launched ideas or said what she would like to say in a book to her helper lady, who then wrote the books.
Oh, absolutely. I assume that's what happened.
No one has ever... I have looked. I have scoured. I did it again this morning before you got here. No one has ever been able to explain to me how the books were written. And that is where it starts getting suspicious to me. The flying the plane thing, I believe, because someone was giving her instructions, like lean it left, lean it right, sort of thing.
Okay.
But also, like, how do you hold the controls to an airplane? And then also, you're blind and you're deaf, so you have to touch Braille to hear what people hear what people are saying. How do you do that all at the same time? I don't know.
There was a co-pilot. I assume what happened was I've been in one of these little planes that she flew before. She had someone sitting next to her
who was like
who said, "Okay, you take the controls for a minute." Like my Uncle Roy had his pilot's license, and that's what triggered him to be interested in it, right? There was someone there that was like, "Oh, if it goes left, I can take over." Like, and I imagine that she probably flew the plane for 30 to 90 seconds. And it was like, wow, look at that. And I think that the story of Helen Keller is inspiring up until where it leaves off in school, because a spoiler alert, Helen Keller was a huge fan of eugenics.
Huge. Yeah, no one really talks about that either.
And from my digging that I figured out, Helen Keller, I guess, she was raised by one of the lead eugenicists, like people in the country at the time.
Yeah.
And then later in life, she renounced all of it. Like, that's fine. But for a big chunk there, and it's where the story leaves off, is like she figures out how to say water, and then Annie the miracle worker, I don't remember what Annie's last name was, but she gets a lot of credit for everything that happened. And to be fair, I imagine that it took a lot of work to get to that point. So
100%, she had to like go off of touch for everything, which is insane.
Yes.
Like, I can't imagine doing that and accomplishing that. And I'm not trying to take away her accomplishment of learning sign language when she can't see. Like, that's a dedication that I'll never have. But girl, 14 books.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and assume there were a lot of creative liberties taken in those books. And that's fine. And here's the God's honest truth. That's fine. If you want to take... people are going to be mad at me for saying this, but I imagine the same thing happened in the Bible, where a lot of creative liberties were taken in the Bible.
Yeah, the man locked himself in a room and said, I got this. No one worry about it. And he wrote down what he wanted to write.
Well, yeah, you're talking about King James, but like I'm talking about before that, where like what is it that however many books there are in the Bible, whatever guys were writing it, apparently speaking to God or like watching whatever. Religion's not my thing. I assume that what God told you is not exactly what got written down.
All right. How could you even be expected to remember verbatim, number one, but also number two, maybe they assumed people would understand hyperbole and we didn't. Like, we don't know. Or
maybe it was just an idea from God or from Helen Keller, and it got expounded upon. The thing that I struggle with, though, is like it is a very ableist take, not with you, but like with what I'm seeing on TikTok of saying there's no way she could have done anything. And I'm just like, no, she like the brain is wired to learn language in certain ways. So like if you figure out what water is and you do the thing in the palm with the hand, the sign language, there, like you can build on that, like that. The brain is wired to learn language. So if you figure out how to teach language in that way, that's fine. But to say that she could have never done anything, that she could have never figured it out. I mean, there are blind and deaf people today that you can look at and they're living full lives.
I don't know of a lot of them that are blind and deaf.
No, it's increasingly rare.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do think it's insane to generalize, and like the people who will literally just be like, Helen Keller wasn't real or whatever. Like, obviously they know that she was real, but like she didn't do any of those things is crazy, because like you can't just assume that of a disabled person.
I agree. And like that's where I'm just like, ooh, we just can't give anyone anything.
No, and that's why I was very careful with how I phrased my opinion on the matter. Because while I believe she was extraordinary, she was incredibly smart for learning sign language, and like she would have to spend hours like feeling people's hands, I would assume, like to figure out how to hold her hands to say something.
Right.
And like that's insane. I could never do that. But like...
But at the same time, what you have to understand is Helen Keller's family had money. Like they had the resources to pour into making sure their daughter, who had scarlet fever at, I think it was 9 or 10 months old, could live as quote unquote normal of a life as she possibly could.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they heavily invested into her, and it was dumbfounding to watch. Why do you think we're still talking about her? How much later? Like 100 years later? When was this? Before 1950?
She died
like
when Huck was 4 years old. So about 100 years old at this point.
Yeah, and we're still talking about her because, like, that's insane that she was able to communicate at all, let alone fly a plane or have an idea for a book that she could communicate to someone or anything like that.
Right.
Like, that's insane. That's why we're still talking about her.
Yeah, but Helen Keller, you, at the end of your life, after the eugenics thing got over with, your bestie approved.
We're skipping over that part.
But, I mean, she did denounce it, so I do appreciate that. But, God, like...
Eugenics, not bestie approved.
Eugenics is bestie denied.
Right. However, overcoming society's ideas of you and... not being pinned down by your disability is bestie approved.
Absolutely. Are you ready to complain before we jump into reality roundup?
Yeah.
You go first.
I have so much to complain about.
Do it.
Aside from being pregnant and the whole thing, I'm so annoyed. And I think it's because it's football season. I can't stand it anymore. I really can't do it. I can't do it. It's Monday night or Thursday night, literally like last night. And my boyfriend gets in bed and I'm like, let's watch our show that we're watching. We're watching 7 Deadly Sins for anyone who cares. I've already watched it. It's great. He gets in bed and he's like, no, I have to watch the game.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Can I just tell you, gun to my head, if you had asked me if Kenny cared even a little bit about football, I would have gone to my grave because I did not think he cared at all.
He absolutely does. He idolizes Baker Mayfield. Is this a Tampa Bay Buccaneers household? For now, it is, while Baker Mayfield is playing there. It's a whole thing. And he's in fantasy football. That's really what I'm complaining about. Here is not football, it's fantasy football. Because once you have fantasy football, you have to see how all the little players on your little team are doing for your fantasy. And now you have to watch every single game, even the games that without fantasy football you would not care about. Ugh.
Do you remember at our last firm when we were in the second circle of hell and we did the fantasy football draft?
Yeah.
And I simply said, I'm only picking guys based on how hot they are. I don't know what position they play. I said Jimmy Garoppolo right there.
Unfortunately, there are a lot of hot guys who are like, they play defense. It's unfortunate because you can't choose them. I had Kenny write me a list of who I need to...
I remember this, yes.
Yeah. It didn't pan out for me, but that's okay.
That's okay.
You know what I didn't do? Watch every fucking football game of the season that year. I did not do that. And so, like, when it's teams I know he doesn't care about, he only cares because of fantasy football, I make him watch it on his phone.
I love that. Do you want to know what I didn't do after we did our fantasy football teams?
You didn't check it once. I know you didn't.
I said, I don't know what website to go to.
It was Yahoo. It was Yahoo. And then you press sports.
How was I supposed to know?
It's okay. We got it handled. Yeah, I don't know. I think I ended up like 4th or 5th or something. I don't know.
I know I ended up dead last.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Because I think John came into our office and he was like, you realize your team doesn't even make a functioning team, right? And I said, nope.
Well, he was trying to tell you one time, too, that, like, a guy you had in wasn't playing that week. It was their bye week, so you need to switch him with someone on your bench. And you said, no.
I do remember him saying that. And I said, okay.
Like, what does that have to do with me?
I said, I guess he's sitting this game out then. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, man.
Okay. I'm complaining, and I feel weird about complaining about this, but it's all I have to complain about because I can't get into politics right now. I feel ugly.
I'm with you.
Yeah?
Well, I'm pregnant, and so everything's huge, and I feel huge. Every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, girl. And then I was laying in bed the other day. Sorry, I took your complaining segment to complain about me.
No, don't ever apologize for that.
I was laying in bed the other day, and Jack was hanging out with me, and he pointed to my underjaw, and he said, do you know you have this? And I said, yeah.
Adoption.
I said, yeah,
I do. You know how much I love Jack, and I don't know if he said that to me if I would have been able to handle that. I think I would have been like, go to your room. As not his father, as not his uncle, as his mom's best friend, I would have been like, get in your room now and do not show me your face for the rest of the time I'm here.
Well, okay, so like the only thing that excuses it for me, I think, is because he's noticed the change. Like a year ago, I didn't have as big of a double chin
No,
as
of
I do
course
now.
not.
So I think he's just like, you look different, sort of thing.
Sure.
But also he does.
This comes back to a thing where you've talked a lot about this, where we've become so comfortable as a society commenting on the way women in particular look. And I think about when I was at the Kesha concert and I ran into someone, and I hope she listens to this, someone that I hate, and you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Someone who I wouldn't piss on if she was on fire. Someone who I actively went out of my way to make her feel uncomfortable because of how she treated you and me. And I said, you know what? Whatever. And she came up to me and she goes, you're so skinny. The way she said it, it was not, I know it wasn't a positive thing. Cause like, I'm just like, I don't like the comments about like the weight loss in general, but like like on this like health journey I've been on, I did lose a lot of weight, and I got to the point where I was like, oh, I'm starting to look a little sick. So like I pulled back on the weight loss piece of it. And now like I'm working on like bulking up and like whatever. And then I looked at the pictures from the Kesha concert and I couldn't even post them on Instagram because I was like, oh, I look sick. Like I look sick. I look like when I'm smiling, you can see that I've like lost weight because like there are lines like on the cheeks where like there used to be fat. So like I just feel very ugly. And like I decided to like turn this into a little bit of like a silver lining thing. I want to do a glow up between now and the end of the year.
I think you look perfect and you look beautiful, but I also want you to feel happy. My thing with like a glow up is that anytime I hear the word, I just see like tens of thousands of dollars. I don't know why, but for me, I'm like, oh, this needs to be an expensive thing.
No. I mean, dear listener, you know this about me at this point. I feel like we've talked about this. I'm on my third nose at this point. I've had filler. I've had Botox. I've had Botox and filler super recently. Like I don't like to go overboard on it because I think, and there's nothing wrong with this, but like I feel like filler on guys tends to either like if you go overboard on it, it tends to like be very feminizing to the face, which if that's the look you're going for, I don't care. Like I love that, but it's just not, I don't like the way that would look on me. So like I've done that very sparingly, but like I don't want any more of that. Like I'm just talking about like I want to focus more on the gym. Like I want to, I guess, double down on skincare. I don't really know what it looks like. And I guess I have to figure out like what specifically I don't love about the way I look, but like, and maybe it's just like I'm in a place where it's like I'm surrounded by like nothing but hot guys on Instagram. And
it's so easy to start being like, oh, like as a woman, it's so easy to be like, oh, I don't look like Alex Earl, or like, oh, Whitney Levitt, for example.
Oh, Jesus Christ. She's amazing.
Like, how do you look like that? It's so easy to be like, I'm just the ugliest cow who's ever pigged. Like,
but I also think for you specifically, like, and for any woman in general, but any woman that's like pregnant, I think it's very, very easy to be like, wow, my body's changing. And like, I think you lose sight of like, I'm literally growing a person. Like I'm harboring a second person in me. And like, that's, and like at the same time with me, I'm like, I lose sight of the fact that I'm like, fuck, I lost 150 pounds. Like there's some success there, but I'm just like, okay, so like, we just have to like fine tune a couple of things and like, whatever. But I don't know. That's just like, that's just what was on my mind this week.
Little project though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love a glow up. And like after I have the baby, obviously I'll need to like tighten it up. You know what I'm saying? Like pushing the baby out is not going to get rid of my arm fat. It's not going to get rid of my double chin.
You don't have arm fat. What are you talking about?
My upper arm. Hold on. Hold, please. Look at this. It's like extreme. Right. And like, this is just how my body reacts to being pregnant. It was the same thing with Jack. I got huge, but I delivered a healthy baby. And a few years later, I lost all the weight. Like, it's fine.
Well, right. So
society doesn't really give you the grace for that, though.
Right. They only focus on like, oh, you look so good. Right. You're so skinny, like this, that, and the other. Or they make it a negative thing where it's like, oh, you're so skinny. And I'm like, well, now I'm going to call you a cunt.
Right. There must be something wrong with you. Oh my God.
What?
I was going to talk about Dancing with the Stars. Like at the beginning of our reality roundup.
Yeah.
Let me just jump to part of that right now.
Do it.
At the first episode, Jen says she is now 8 weeks postpartum. She pushed out a baby 8 weeks ago. The math actually works. She has like a newborn baby, and I checked her Instagram and everything. I
guess she did get pregnant later in the season. So, okay.
And I think the turnaround on putting that season out was pretty fast because they had just like heard that they got on Dancing with the Stars at the reunion, remember? Yeah,
and she was still pregnant at the reunion. Mm-hmm. So I guess that adds up. Yeah.
That stomach is flat. She is jumping all over the place. I'm like, girl.
Well, she was tiny to begin with. Like she was itty bitty, and
I think she just has the genetics for it, and it's her third one in the past 3 years. So like she knows exactly what she needs to do to like whip it back into shape. But it's like the most extreme and like outstanding thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, my apple's calling me.
Oh. Are you her keeper?
Yes. Anyway, no, she was. What was the last thing you said?
It's just like amazing how skinny and like agile and flexible she is.
Well, yeah, she bounced back from the pregnancy very, very quickly because I don't watch Dancing with the Stars. Like it's just never been my thing.
I watched it because of like who the contestants are this season. Yeah. I haven't watched it in like 10 years otherwise. Anyway.
Right. But like I thought it was incredible how quickly she bounced back. And at the same time, she looks good. Like the hair, the skin, like it's all working. Like, so I don't know if she had a little something done or like if this is just like the glam from the show. Like she looks really good.
She seems like happy too. Like I think that's part of it. She doesn't seem like distressed anymore. And
maybe that's what it is. Maybe she just looks happy.
The dark hair on her is really beautiful. Love it. And she looks great. She looks great. I think most people look best with like their natural hair color anyway, but like
I don't, but
no?
No, I hate my natural hair color.
Oh. Sure.
I think it's ugly. Anyway.
But yeah, I was just I don't know. Obviously I can't say anything about it. I was never denying her Ecuadorian roots, but I also didn't know they were there. So
okay, Jen.
Okay. And I if you want to go on a dancing show and be like, this is my time to embrace being Latina, like I kind of get that because a lot of the dancing comes from that part of the world and whatever. But yeah.
God, Jen. Well, I guess we're jumping into reality roundup then.
Yeah. Okay. So I need to talk about Dancing with the Stars. I guess that's like the best place to do it since I was just talking about it. Whitney is amazing. Like, amazing.
Yeah, she's like a real dancer. Like, I want to say she's like actually a trained dancer.
Yeah. So they said like she went to a school that's like direct rivals with one of the pros on Dancing with the Stars, where she went to dancing
really?
school. Yeah.
Okay.
And her name is also Whitney. Very, very weird. Anyway, she is stunning. She is like out there living her best. She looks great. She looks snatched. Wow, Whitney. Robert Irwin.
Love.
He's so good too. He's so good.
I feel like Robert Irwin's one of these guys that like, it doesn't matter what the task is. He's good at everything. Like, he just strikes me as that kind of guy that's 100%. Like never been bad at anything. And he's just like his dad. And he like, being a good guy, really, like it you can forgive a lot, but like you don't have to forgive it with him because he's good anyway, and he's just a good guy. Like I love Robert Irwin. Like I'm so glad he's doing a good job. Even
like every side interview I've seen of him, he's just like so cute. I want to squeeze him. Someone was like, what are you looking for like in a partner? You know, you're still single, you're getting to that age, whatever. And he was like, me. He said, genuine kindness.
I just want to hug him.
Come on. And did you know, I didn't know because like I said, I haven't watched Dancing with the Stars since I stayed the night with my grandparents when I was a kid. Bindi Irwin like won the whole thing years ago.
I feel like I did know that.
Yeah. So like they just can dance down under, I think. I don't know.
You know, we have like 4 listeners in Australia also. So
if you see Robert Irwin, tell him I said mwah.
Or share us with your messiest friend down there and we can come do a live show and we can meet Robert Irwin.
I really think I would be starstruck. There are not a lot of people on this earth I would be starstruck about. Robert Irwin would like catch me off guard.
I think Robert Irwin, but like at the same time, like, yes, he could catch you off guard, but at the same time, I imagine that he's just like, no, it's fine. I'm going to be your friend. Or like, you know, I can't do an Australian accent.
Right. No, I feel like he would make me feel safe. But like, I'm obsessed with the Irwins. I watched Steve Irwin's show growing up. I watched Bindi Irwin's series on TV growing up. I love them. Yeah. And so I just feel like I would be like, the entire family just strikes me as a good family, like a family that's never had problems, like there's they never fought, like there's nothing bad. I love it. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, so like this cast of Dancing with the Stars has really gotten me into watching Dancing with the Stars. There have only been 2 episodes so far, but like
maybe I'll jump into it then. I might watch it. Yeah. Very into it. It's on Disney Plus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Side note, went to see the Demon Slayer movie.
Tell me everything.
It's a 3-hour movie, which I normally would complain about, but they paced it so well. Like, I never got bored. I was never like, when is this going to wrap up? Like, it was good. It did remind me of why I never go to the movies, though.
Because people talked the entire time. Talk. I hate that. And, like, I think part of that is a product of COVID, where people just don't know how the fuck to act anymore.
I think also it's like there's been a shift in parenting, and I'm not necessarily talking about gentle parenting, but it's where you sort of idolize your kids, and so you never tell them to shut up when they're at the movies. And so now they're going to the movies as like older teenagers, young adults, and they feel like if they don't share how they feel after a scene ends, they will wither away and vanish.
Well,
and I can't stand it.
For me, I think like just the way I grew up, when you went to the movies and it was dark, you shut the fuck up.
Movie theaters are a little bit to blame too. Because they used to punish you for talking during the movie. They would come shine a flashlight in your face and be like, if you're not quiet, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. And then they would ask you to leave.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't do that anymore.
Well, but it's part of it's a staffing issue. So Romaine from Derek and Romaine, her wife ran a movie theater in New Jersey, and she talked about like it was so impossible to get anyone to work there because I'm pretty sure it was AMC. They paid them minimum wage. It was like, and in New Jersey, minimum wage I think is like $12 or $14 an hour, but even still, it's not a livable wage. So like you can't get people to do that job. So they're just like, okay, we'll eliminate that role from the repertoire, I guess, and only have people at the concession stand.
And now we're suffering the consequences, Mama, and I do mean suffering.
Right. But the last time I went to the movies was, I think, when I saw Wicked on Christmas, and like most of it was fine, but like, and I don't ever go to the movies by myself. Like, this is a new phenomenon for me, but like I went by myself, and I was sitting next to a couple on one side and I think two sisters on the other side of me, or two, like maybe they were just friends, I don't know, but it was two women, and the couple was silent the entire time, and like the two women were like, what I don't get what's going on. And like that kind of conversation doesn't bother me, but like the needing to talk through an entire movie is so aggressively annoying, and it's so like, what did you come to the movies for?
Right, like this is not your living room. So like, and it's Demon Slayer, so they're fighting, right? And what is the point of someone getting hit by a sword and then you saying out loud to 100 other people that you don't know, damn? What do you get from that? What do you get from that? You are not interesting enough. No one asked for your commentary on this.
Do you know what I think part of it is like this? It's the meme of the guy who's like got the glasses on and he's got like his pointer finger in the air and he's like, I have an idea. And it's like that meme of the millennial, but like, I think that's what they're trying to do.
It's not funny.
No, it's annoying. This too,
the cheering thing when the good guy wins at the movie theater has gone too far. We don't need to be cheering. We don't need to be cheering.
Never in my life. Never in my life.
When I went to see Wicked, there were people cheering. And I was like...
Cheering for what? The movie ended in a weird place.
Yeah, I don't remember. But I was like... Can we all just shut up? Like, I will if you will, Mama. And it's like one thing for me to be like... Oh, well, people opening the wrappers of their candy is too loud and it's bothering me, whatever. Like, that's on me. What's actually not on me is the fact that you are having a full-blown conversation about the movie that we're all trying to watch while we're watching it. Like, you have to be quiet. I can't do it.
That's a big one. And the other thing that genuinely bothers me, I don't even know how we got to movies and Reality Roundup, but the other thing that bothers me, and like this is a thing that I think has gone a little too far, is like the phones at movies, where it's like people can't put the fucking phone down for a period of 2 or 3, or like in the case of Wicked, like Wicked was, to be fair, like 2 hours and 58 minutes. Like it was a long movie.
That's the same runtime as Demon Slayer.
Right.
I didn't see that many people on their phone. And in fact, there was one guy who like accidentally turned the flashlight on, and I can tell he was embarrassed and like tried to like get it under control as quickly as possible. That's fine. That doesn't bother me. That's an accident, clear as day. And if you need to like turn on the lock screen for a second to make sure your whole family isn't dead, fine. But like, you don't need to be texting. You don't need to like do the whole thing.
But
and
it's
if
like,
you have the nerve to scroll.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Yeah. Like, I'm just like, why are you here? Like, first of all, the movie going experience will, like, it is not the way it used to be when we were kids. It will cost you no less than $50 a pop every time you go to the movies.
Right. And
you go in, you are here for an experience, and it's like, you have the audacity to scroll. Are you just that wealthy, Mama? Like, I don't get it.
I don't know. Like, there are so many websites you can illegally stream this movie. Like, just do that at home so you can scroll and talk and do whatever you need to do. But you don't need to be at a movie theater. Okay. Anyway.
So for today's Real Housewives of Salt Lake City episode, we're jumping back into season 1 from where we're going to pick up where we left off before the season 6 premiere. And because the episode 2 of season 6 was good. Don't get me wrong. It was really, really good. But I think I want to see the fallout of Lisa Barlow and Bronwyn first, and then have like the whole picture of it before I start commenting on it.
Yeah, so. I also just we did the season 6 premiere with Husbands Watching Housewives, which was great and fun. We already talked about that. But we were still in season 1 last time we talked to you, like in the last episode of our podcast alone. So maybe we'll finish out season 1
and then jump into season 6. I agree.
Yeah,
I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're back and it's weird. Like, it's funny, the crossovers, because like we talked about in the premiere where Angie K said, and have you picked up on like Angie K is always Angie K? Do you know why? Have we talked about this yet?
No.
Angie Katzenavas was a friend of, I think, in season 4, and she was trying to get on the show when Angie Harrington was also trying to get on the show. So there was Angie K and Angie H, but Angie H never came. She came to be, but like Angie Katzenavas is just still Angie K.
It has a ring to it.
I like Angie K.
I'm not mad at it.
But Angie K is not around for this. But back to season 1, episode 6, Sundance City. We head over to Jen's office and she's roller skating around. And this has to be like one of those like co-hatch places. Like you and I were originally talking about like hosting the podcast and like having our little office out. Like this isn't her office, right?
I can't imagine it is, because what would she need all that space for?
I don't know.
Right?
Right.
I don't know.
But she explains that normally they would be on conference calls planning and forecasting. And I truly forgot how much she tried to sell this being a real business.
She's like, well, obviously we're having fun at Sundance. Instead of like, because like in the real world, it doesn't matter what's happening in the city you're in. You still have work to do. Like, what do you mean? Whatever. We'll just get around, Jen.
Okay, Jen. And then she reminisces on Stuart just getting absolutely blasted at a Sundance party and finding his rapper alter ego Stu Chains. And I would like to meet Stu Chains, if I'm being 1,000% honest.
100%. I would like to meet Stuart too. I would like to talk to Stuart as Stuart and then get him to turn into Stu Chains. I have questions for both of them.
I have a lot of questions for Stuart. Number 1 being, how are you not in prison?
Yeah, how did you get away with that one, buddy? Maybe he had a deal, like if he testified, that type of thing.
I imagine that's exactly because he was, I think, one of the last ones to flip his plea to guilty. But like the whole thing was like if you go in and look for it, his case is still open and he's still awaiting sentencing. Like he still has not been sentenced. Yes. Like
I just assumed he had a deal where if he testified against Jen, they would let him off.
Well, granted,
maybe he has more things going on than we know about.
I think so. But Stuart Smith. We go over to see Lisa getting ready for a bunch of parties that Lux Marketing is hosting. And say what you will about Lisa, literally anyone, I feel like she's very, very, very good at what she does. And she seems like she really, really cares. And like she's all in on the event business. I think she's very good at that.
Yeah, when you see her like in her zone for work, you're like, okay, yeah, she like means it when she says she has a lot going on and she's busy and she's booked.
Right. Well, she's talking about how she's only like running on 1 hour of sleep. And like, can you fucking imagine like running around Park City and like doing the whole thing and being that exhausted, and it's like, okay.
Like, I can imagine that because I've had a baby. I can imagine running around and having to be functional with 1 hour of sleep. But to do it in full glam in a cunty little outfit with 5 cameras in your face, no.
There's no way.
Imagine.
There's like she has to be running on so much caffeine. Like there's no way.
And maybe a little extra.
Maybe.
I mean, I wouldn't blame her.
They get in the U-Haul when John drops off a bunch of furniture and Lisa says that she has to go and send wires to get a bunch of stuff done. And like, this was a trigger for me because I know that this is a thing in real estate and it's a thing in event planning. Like I get that. But during our time in finance, like the way that like major transactions were hinging on us entering a number correctly.
Oh yeah. Well, I do know the wiring thing is it's a requirement per like title companies for real estate transactions. The title companies want to wire because they want the federal funds or the whatever.
The Fed reference number.
Yeah, they want the Fed reference number. They want the wire. They want the paperwork that goes along with it. Basically, they want all the details that you can put along with it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So I know that's why that works. I don't know why it's always wires for event planning though.
It's event planning, it's legal settlements, and it's real estate. Those are the 3 big ones. And event planning feels like that should not be on the list. Like, why can't you? And I get like part of it's probably because it's like, okay, I have to have this money and like I have to know that it's cleared funds showing up. So like I know that I'm not on the hook for this space I'm renting out, whatever the case may be. But I'm like, Jesus Christ, why did you not send this wire a week ago?
I felt the same way. I was like, you could have handled so much of this days, weeks ago.
Right. You could have avoided the $25 wire fee. I don't know. That's a weird thing that I picked up on, but I was like, but seeing them drive around in the U-Haul together, I like their marriage. I like their relationship. I'm like, you guys really like each other.
You can tell they're like very comfortable together too. Like neither of them is like harboring any type of anything. They're just like very open and honest.
Well, that, and I think we got a confessional with John by himself where he's just like, yeah, I work for Lisa, like whatever. Like Lisa's my boss. And I thought that was really cute because I think it has to be hard for a guy who is part of the Mormon Church, who is like in Salt Lake or in Utah, like to say like, yeah, my wife runs the show. It's not me. I think that's really cool of him.
He has like zero toxic masculinity to him. He's like, I like how my family runs. I like that we get to do this and that. And I like that my wife is in charge of it. She's good at it. So what?
I agree.
And also they eat a lot of fast food and I love that.
I love that so much. Cute. Also, I was looking at our notes and I was like, God, I accidentally put 2 episodes on here, so don't forget about the amount of notes that are on here. So Jen goes over to Whitney's house to hang out in the hot tub and they get back into the Mary situation. Did you notice or like clock at all like the size of Jen's earrings? Like this is the thing with earrings in general for me. Like when you get to like those huge earrings that are so heavy, I'm like, what? Make them out of fucking aluminum or something. Like that's insane.
It just makes the shape of your earlobe look so weird, and like you can tell it's stretching and you can tell it's not comfortable. That's where like I'm like, wear your heavy earring, wear your big earring, but like if it starts making your earlobe look too long, hang it up, mama. I don't know.
And I think for me, Jen is obsessed with talking about Mary. Like, I can't figure out like what it is, because I know it's not the hospital comment at this point. Like she will not drop it with Mary, and like it's to the point where it's exhausting. And like part of me wonders, like, did they just really want an enemy? Like, did they really just need someone to gang up, or not gang up on? But I think Jen is trying to get people to gang up on Mary.
I think maybe not even just for the show. She's trying to get people to gang up on Mary. She's kind of like, I'm done with Mary for whatever reason. She wronged me. I don't like her, whatever. And so all of you need to sign out of Mary to like unsubscribe because you can't be my friend if you're Mary's friend. That's her whole thing. She's like, I have to keep talking shit about Mary so that people understand they can't be her friend.
But surely to God, it's not over the hospital smell comment. Like, it cannot be over that, right?
I think that's where it started, and then Mary wouldn't actually apologize for it. And Jen was like, okay, watch this, and started trying to turn everyone against her.
That's weird.
I know.
That's weird to me.
Jen
Like,
Shaw's weird.
You're not wrong. We go over to Meredith's. No, I'm sorry.
Whitney.
Where is... Oh, okay. Just kidding. So they're getting ready for Justin's birthday. Sorry. I like went too far in my notes. Everyone's getting ready for Justin's birthday party. And we go over to Mary's house where we learn that Mary's aunt is her housekeeper. Mary doesn't know about...
What about that? Oh my God.
Charlinda is Mary's aunt.
Yeah.
Mary doesn't know anything about Charlinda's life.
She's not interested to know anything about Charlinda's life. She's like, yeah, she comes and cleans my house. I really don't know.
She said, she cleans my house. I pay her rent.
Oh, yeah, and we're related. I don't know. Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure she has kids or something. Like, she's so weird about it. I don't know.
Which makes me think I don't think Mary likes her family. I think this individual, Charlinda, got in good with her because she, like, I remember Mary saying, like, she came over, she fell in love with Robert Jr., and then she just never left. I think that was the end. I think the rest of the family, like, I think it's a lot like part of my family where some of us just don't talk to each other. I think it's a lot like that. And I would imagine it all stems back to
the marriage. Yeah.
Right.
I think it's unfortunate, but yeah, that's the vibe I got, is that her family doesn't really talk to her or like see her much because of the marriage. And I do feel like maybe Charlinda started off as like a nanny for Robert Jr. and then she got on the payroll and just never left.
Sure, which whatever. Make the bag.
A big old house.
It's a big house, but like also is she like also a nurse? Why is she always wearing scrubs?
I don't know. I thought maybe she like got scrubs to work in so that she didn't like ruin her clothes cleaning with like bleach and stuff. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. That's one of those things where like, because even in season 6, like when Charlinda's bringing Mary's bags out for the RV trip, she's still wearing scrubs.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, whatever.
Maybe she isn't like a licensed nurse. Maybe she like takes care of Robert. I don't know.
Or maybe she just likes wearing scrubs and there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I hear they're very comfortable and again, probably get to clean in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We head over to Justin or to Whitney and Justin's house where Justin is doing shots out of Whitney's belly button. Have you ever done a body shot?
Love. Yes. Of course.
I'm just making sure.
Have you?
Oh, absolutely. When Talbot was still open. I've had body shots done off of me. I've done body shots. I was the biggest piece of shit garbage whore at Talbot. I loved it.
I was a monster and a demon in Louisiana. And I was quick to lay down on that bar.
And the way that like Talbot leaned into it, they would hire the hottest, most toxically straight guys at Talbot to like be the bartenders, and they'd be like, for an extra $1 you could do a body shot off of me. Like that was like on the menu, and I was like, fuck yeah, take 5.
Yeah. Lay down, it's gonna be a long night.
But actually though, I love it. We go back to these girls loving a party bus in Salt Lake City, and they head over to this lady Catherine's house. Jen pulls out a wad of cash and she starts fanning herself with the cash. And I don't like this. I'm just like, I don't like this display of like, I need you to know I have money, especially knowing everything we know now. I'm like,
it's icky. It is icky.
That is someone's social security money.
100%. I will say, like, I don't know. It's like, I see what she's doing. She's just like, I'm the Beyonce of Utah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think she's so silly. Like, would I ever actually be friends with Jen Shaw? No, but I think she's wonderful television. I love watching her.
I think that if I lived in Salt Lake City, you would hate 1,000,000%. You would hate it, and I would be friends with Jen Shaw.
I would hate to live in Salt Lake City. I would not get along. I would not feel welcome in Salt Lake City.
No, I'm talking. You would hate my friendship with Jen Shaw because I'd be like, "Oh, she's so amazing and fabulous," and you'd be like, "Travis, stop."
I mean, I don't know. I've always loved Jen Shaw, and I know that she defrauded old people, and I'm sorry about that, but like, God, she's so fun to watch.
She is very fun. And I think that's part of the struggle with her, right? Is like, she did categorically bad, rotten, terrible things. Yeah. She has redeeming qualities though.
Yeah. It's kind of like you have to watch a car crash.
Sure. Yeah. But I'm thinking like, she did really, really bad things. Like Bernie Madoff is another person who did something similar to this. Not a single redeeming quality. So I don't care if I don't know if he's still alive or not. Don't care. But like, that's the struggle is like Bernie Madoff was never a good guy. Jen Shaw, I think on some level had good qualities. Fucked up a lot though. I don't know.
And I like her as a person. Like her personality is so fun.
Yeah.
But like, why'd you do that?
Why couldn't you start an MLM or something?
I don't know.
But so they're going over to this lady Catherine's house, and we get to her house. I feel like she was 100% supposed to be one of the housewives, and I wonder why she didn't end up on the show because the house is so insane. Like
it's crazy.
Yeah, like, and she's one of these people you could tell has money, and I want to live with her. I want to be her best friend.
When I see giant houses like that, I'm like, just let me move in. You'll never even know I'm there.
I'll clean your house for you.
I will sneak around like a little rat. Like, you don't even need to know that I live there.
Yeah. But we're at the party and Jen and Mary get back into it and the grandpa fucker comment comes up, and the thing that I struggle with Jen is she fully denies saying it.
She has zero accountability in her. And I think that's where we get to the crimes of it all too, is she just cannot hold herself accountable.
Do you think she like disassociates from it almost? Like she's just like, oh no, like that was really bad. So like that, like
I couldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done
like,
that. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I've never been in the mindset. I'm such a neurotic person. I always think I did worse things than I actually did. So, like, I cannot get in the mindset of like doing these awful, horrible things and being like, no, I didn't. Like, I can't imagine thinking that.
Wild to me.
I can't imagine. But it is so funny to watch.
Yeah. Or I'm just like you're on camera. And to be fair to her, in this very specific instance, she was wasted, like blasted. I don't think she knows she said it.
Right. And like, I don't know. I think she just, if she has any inkling that she said it, she's just like, deny. She
said, nope.
Couldn't have been me.
How dare you?
I was possessed.
What? Oh, sorry. Okay. So we head over to Meredith's store and we find out a little bit more about Park City Fashion Week. I love what they're trying to do here. That's really, really cute. Do your Park City Fashion Week. The thing that I understand where Brooks is coming from. I don't like the way he goes about it, where he's upset that his dad won't be around for the fashion show. Brooks likes to emotionally manipulate people.
Especially his parents.
Oh, he loves it.
Especially his parents. Because it's like, I do understand being like, oh, I wish my parent was here to see this accomplishment of mine.
Sure.
But the way he calls his dad and he's like, hello, you've wronged me. Like,
I get that my feelings aren't important to you, Dad. Bye. Like, he's so mean to his dad.
Yeah, and it's like, And his dad is very apologetic. It's not like his dad is like, yeah, sorry, son, not going to make it.
But at the same time, and Meredith does acknowledge this, and like when Meredith gets into it, like my heart broke for her because she does take a lot of this on as guilt, but it's not because he doesn't want to be there. It's because Seth and Meredith are going through a divorce or a separation, but like they didn't know where it was headed. And to be fair, Brooks is 21 years old. And like, I remember I was a little fucking demon monster at 21 too, but God, like, can you not just say like, there's more going on here? I don't know. And
like, spoiler, but he's showing one tracksuit. It's not like he's put together a collection that is his life's work. Like, not to shit on him, but it's like, everybody already has the tracksuit too, is the other thing. Like,
yes.
He's seen it. Your dad has seen it.
I think the tracksuit is really cool. I think I would wear the Brooks Marks tracksuit.
It's cool. It is.
I think what Brooks was trying to do was a more avant-garde art thing rather than a full-blown fashion show. Cause like he has designed stuff since then. I think this was his first foray into it. I think this was like getting his name out there. And I think that's really, really fucking cool. And I think that, I mean, you and I aren't fucking designing anything. So like, fuck yeah, Brooks, go for 100%.
it. 100%. I'm not trying to shit on him.
No.
I'm just like,
and I also think this was a very, very convenient thing to partner with I assume the Sundance Committee when they're throwing the Park City Fashion Show. I think this is a very easy thing to say, oh yeah, let's get Brooks to put his tracksuit in there. That being said,
do you really have to go for your dad like that?
Yes.
Like,
it was hard. It was hard to watch. And like, I didn't love Seth in the first season. He took a while to grow on me. Like, I actually felt bad for him in this moment. I was like, fuck. Like,
I like him.
Oh, I love him now. Yeah. I think he's amazing now. I think it took me a minute for me to like him because I was just like, what the fuck are you doing? You're so annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your big lots. Yeah. Anyway, that was weird. And then we have Lisa.
Yeah. She literally hosted the McMillions premiere. I never realized that. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah. She's sick. Love her.
Jack and Henry are back home eating B-dubs with their babysitter. And the babysitter's like, do you want to FaceTime your mom? And Lisa fully just blocks the call. She's like, I'm not doing this.
She's like, you can figure it out. Call the police. Do not call me.
Whitney and Heather go to Punch Bowl Social. Have you ever been to Punch Bowl Social?
It sounds so familiar that I want to say yes, but like I can't remember.
They have one at Circle Center Mall.
That's what I thought. I don't know.
I want us to go there and perhaps host an event because it's fun. It's really fun.
I feel like I have been there, but I just can't remember.
Yeah. But they get into how the Mormon Church has lobbied the state legislature and created a very limited environment where alcohol can be served. And there's like a lot of rules, like you can't have more than 2 glasses per person on the table, or more than one glass. You can't have more than 1 glass per person on the table. You can only do a single pour. It's wild. And I'm just like, why do you care so much?
God forbid a girl have a beer and a shot.
Ugh, it's weird. And then Heather gets into her marriage a little bit and explains how she chose her lifestyle and religion over love. And she's gotten into this a couple times, but I feel like the more and more she opens up about it, like, I think it's still very raw for her. And she tells Whitney how she really, really wants a relationship and where she wants to feel seen in that relationship. Mm-hmm. And Whitney gives really, really good advice and kind of gives Heather a little tough love thing where she's like, stop making excuses. I feel like you're making excuses. Like you have to want this and you have to like put yourself out there as someone who wants this.
I feel like Heather just has these confidence issues, especially in this season, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like she's so insecure that like she can't even admit what she wants out of a relationship for fear of like her not deserving it almost. And I just can see it all over her face.
Do you know what it reminds me so much of? Like, it's not the same thing at all, but I think there are parallels there where, do you remember on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives where they're doing the lingerie party and, it was Layla who, like, she was like, I like when my partner feels good. And they're like, what feels good to you? And she goes, what do you mean? Like, it's like that thing of like, I'm a woman and I can't 100%. Be honest about what I want out of life in general. Like, that's so fucked up.
Like, you would be stepping out of place. Like, and it's so sad for Heather too, because I'm like, she's so amazing. She's so cool. She could find such a cool guy who would like take care of her and make sure that she's heard and seen and whatever. Like, she doesn't even need like the money or anything like that.
She deserves all of that.
Guy, God forbid.
Yeah.
But she can't even like say that out loud. And I can see it all over her face because as a woman who has dealt with myself and also other women, you can see she's like, I don't want to say that I want this Prince Charming of a man because I don't think I deserve him.
Why?
And it's like, come on, girl.
Why? I want a fucking Prince Charming. You're a business owner. You're a hot mom. You're on TV. Like, come on. And you're cool. Like, you're just fucking cool. Like, God.
Yeah.
But we go to Jen hosting a premiere party for her cousin's movie. I think the movie was about her. Like, he was like doing something with South Central LA or something, which I think is cool. Jen looked incredible at that premiere. Like, God damn, she looked good.
Yeah, she slayed.
And I don't think I realized how big Jen's house was because it looked like there were 1 million people there and it didn't look like they were all like smashing together. Like,
yeah, I think even if her house looks huge, don't get me wrong. It's also like very open. Like there's a huge open space.
Right. Yeah.
Which is so nice.
It's all a very open concept. But like I think this is like a thing in all these shows we've watched well, I mean, I say all these shows, so Real Housewives and Secret Lives, where I think there's just a lot of space out there. So the houses are just big. Like, because not one of these people has a small house.
And they're never like, well, that's not true. A couple of them on Secret Lives are, but they're most of the time like pretty spread out, not in like a neighborhood like mine. You know what I mean? Some of them are like Jesse's house was in a neighborhood.
Jesse's house, and I think
Lisa Barlow's too.
Lisa Barlow's house is also Meredith's not in a neighborhood.
No.
Whitney's definitely in a neighborhood.
Yeah, but like Whitney's neighborhood, for example, you can tell the houses are like, it's a neighborhood, but they're really like far apart. They have big yards.
Yeah, and you can also but like Whitney Rose's neighborhood, like you can tell it's like a brand new neighborhood. Like,
yeah. So you still have tons of open space.
Yeah. But I mean, good. I say good for her, but like good for this house, I guess. I don't know.
For Coach Shaw.
Good for Coach Shaw. Heather shows up and tells us in a confessional that she's always looking for sex. And I love that for her. Like, I fucking love her. Like,
I love her in her casual sex era. Let me just say that. I hope it makes her happy and gives her everything she needs.
Lala and Katie show up and I don't think... Yeah. Well, they're both from Utah. Because Lala, I think, grew up in Park City and Katie grew up somewhere. But
I knew she was from Utah. I just like, I'm so used to seeing her in LA.
Yeah, it felt like a weird crossover though. Like it didn't feel. It didn't feel out of place, but it didn't feel like this was the right place. But I guess they both know Whitney, so maybe that's the connection.
Yeah, and it was a little weird for me, like watching it now because of the whole like everything that's happened with Vanderpump. I'm like, it's a different person.
Yes.
I don't know what life is holding for you.
Yes. But I will say, like, with Heather, like, looking for a guy, Jen's a really fucking good wing woman and fine. Like, Heather says, oh, that's a cute guy. And Jen says, let's go. And Heather, she like, spits game. Like, Heather's like, Like, she's like, get this puss. Like, I loved it. I thought that was incredible.
I love how, like, she's, like, vulnerable and a little insecure around, like, her friends and her cousin, whatever. But, like, put her in front of a man, she's, like...
confident as fuck. Yeah. And it was hot to watch. I was like, I wish I could be like that. Like, I know. Because you've seen me flirt before. Like, never anything like that. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, she was very... I loved it.
And then we go to... Jesus Christ, I forgot about this scene. Meredith and Brooks are getting ready for the fashion show, and it's the most chaotic thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's like the most insane.
It's a comedy of errors.
There's an alarm. There's poop.
There's a toilet overflowing.
There's everything. And it's like everywhere she goes in her house, there's something new. She's like, I'll just run off into this corner and catch my breath, and then there's shit on the floor.
And then she's on the phone. And like, now that I think about it, yeah, they were renting, but like, she's on the phone with maintenance, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
She's like, the fire alarm is going off. The toilet is flooded. There's poop on the floor. I'm literally just gonna leave.
She said, hi, sir, it's Meredith Marks. This is urgent.
The way I would have just left my house, like, I cannot handle that.
No, but the thing that makes it worse is Brooks asks Meredith 4,000 times if she was cooking something, and then Meredith gets to the point where she's like, no, for the fourth time, no, I'm not cooking anything, and I'm like, God.
Yeah, Brooks is like a little immature for his age.
1,000%.
In this season, at least.
But do you know what this scene told me? They 1,000% are a screaming household, like you and I grew up in, where like they're always screaming at each other. Like
100%. And it's so funny because like I can see Meredith is normally pretty like soft spoken.
Not with her family though.
You can see that she's like yelling from the kitchen to get everyone's attention. Yes. And whatever. And
not like screaming, like fighting, like just like it's a loud household.
I don't think they're arguing. Brooks. I do not think they're arguing. Brooks is very comfortable talking to his mom any type of way.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't care. What did you think about the video that Seth sent for Brooks?
I think he's trying.
I thought it was so sweet. I thought it was
cute.
Amazing.
I think it's fine. Again, it like goes back to what we were talking about before. I felt like he shouldn't have felt obligated to do that. I think he would have done that out of the kindness of his heart. I don't think he felt
obligated at all. I think he was very clearly walking through an airport and he was like, oh, let me send this to my son to know that I want to be there with him. I love him. And he did like the Dr. Seuss quote, which I thought was so cute. And I was like, that's amazing.
Right. If I'm just looking at Seth, I loved it. I think it was so sweet. He's obviously a really good dad. Mm-hmm. He obviously does want to be there for him. What ruined it for me was the way Brooks had treated him leading up to that point. Yes. It would have been so much more genuine, so much of a cryable moment almost.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Been such a little dickhead to his dad about it.
Well, that brings me to my second half of what I was about to say, where Brooks is so comfortable throwing himself on that cross, just going, it's fine, my feelings don't matter. Like, he clearly did this because your feelings do matter to him.
Right. He didn't have to send you anything. He could have sent you a text he could have sent nothing at all.
Yeah.
He could have sent you a text that was just like, good luck, thumbs up emoji. Like, he didn't. He sent you like a heartfelt message about how he wished he could be there. He acknowledged your feelings even.
Yes.
And I don't know.
And then we get to the end of the episode where it closes us out with Meredith giving us a confessional where this actually made me cry. Like, where she's super emotional and talks about how her kids are the most important thing in the world to her. And she starts crying and they were like, well, why are you getting so emotional? And she's like, I messed up. And like, I don't want my kids to ever hurt. And like, I started crying because I was like, you and I are both products of divorce. And I was like, no one ever cared like that about me. And like, that's a big deal.
Yeah. It is very sweet. And I do see where she's coming from. I just hate that she feels that way.
It's not her fault. Like,
no. First of all, the kid you're talking about hurting is grown.
The kid you're talking about hurting doesn't care if anyone else hurts.
He is 21 years old.
Yes.
And he will be just fine.
Right.
And also, it's not your fault Seth wasn't there. It's not your fault any of this is happening. Like, every relationship goes through ups and downs, girlfriend.
I agree. But...
And I hate that Brooks made her feel that way a little bit.
I think Brooks wanted to protect his mom. Like, I do believe that's genuine. I don't think he realized how acting the way he did towards Seth would impact Meredith.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks.
And that's, like, what makes me so sad. I'm like, you're being such a little dickhead to your family. You're literally hurting everyone around you.
Right. And, by the way, to have a mom like Meredith Marks... What a fucking dream. Like, can you not just appreciate that a little bit?
Like Brooks too, honestly, because my mom is so cool.
Oh no, like if it were me and like I was like I was hosting a fashion show with Meredith fucking Marks, like, are you fucking kidding me?
You
can't
like, tell me anything.
You can't, like, I don't care if my dad's there. I don't need my dad to be there. I have Meredith fucking Marks here.
Right.
Anyway, that's the end of episode 6, and that's the end of this episode of Bestie Approved. You have anything else? Cool.
We love you.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. We love you. Share us with your messiest friend. And from Indy to Australia and our 4 listeners in the UK, but also definitely Australia. Absolutely Australia.
I just said that because we talked about you earlier.
Yeah, I know. We love you, and thank you for being here.
Bye.
Mwah.